Welcome back to the DC Tackle podcast. Today we have a special guest, my best friend, my partner in crime, Mr. Don Bonner. Do you want to say hello?
Hello, people.
So today's podcast is going to be mainly about asking Don a few questions of why he started fishing in the first place and where it all started from with Don, and how it's helped with his mental health, being out fishing on the lakes, on the rivers, or on the piers, or wherever we can literally go in this small island that we call home. So, where did it all start with you, Don?
It all started with my cousin. He gave me a fishing rod. So I needed to come out with him one day to one of the lakes down at Maydown.
Yes, Andy's old lake.
Yeah, Andy's old lake, and from there on I got hooked on it.
I mean, let me just tell everyone about this lake. Now, this lake is like a puddle. You could throw a stone over it. But I think it's about 20, 30 foot deep.
Yeah.
It's an old... What can I say? It's... I don't know, I think it's like an old pit or something of some form down there. But there is a river, a stream goes into it and comes out of it as well. Now I do know that he used to have massive trout in there and pike. I know there's still some pike in there, but they're not as big as they used to be. But it has been heard that people are restocking it now with roach and rudd, perch, trying to turn it into another little fishing spot. But it got taken over by who owns that land now?
Aikens.
Aikens, which is a car company.
Car company, yes.
They finance out cars, and this isn't a shout out to them. They stink. So, what did you do after that then?
Well, like I say, the cousin got me started on the fishing lake and done it for a month, and then sort of died out for a wee while, and then stopped, and then yourself got me hooked back into it again.
I was going to say, you had the unfortunate charm of meeting me and nagging to get you out fishing.
Yeah. And ever since now I've started fishing back again, it's helped my mental health big time.
It does, because you're not, once you're out fishing, there's no thinking about anything else.
No, you're not thinking.
Unless you're given a deadline by the boss. Which I don't have the problem with anymore. So there's no deadline. But tell me, in what way has it helped you with your mental health?
I'm not focusing on what's going on in my head. I'm more focused what's going to be on the end of my fishing rod, what I'm going to catch.
That's pretty good. See, for me it was getting out and meeting. You don't necessarily meet people unless you're doing a tournament or a match. But getting out with your friends, getting out with other anglers as well, because you can meet anyone on the bank. And then it's the same when we fish Grantshire Pond a lot. And there's dog walkers all the time. Say 8 times out of the 10 you want to strangle the dog with a braid, but because it's either running through your line or trying to eat your bait. But no, it's good to get out, and I'm gonna swerve it here a little bit. I think. But well, what would be your favourite fishing spot, or what has been your favourite fishing spot this year?
Down at piers, down at Portrush. I've really enjoyed that. Meeting all the fishermen.
Pier fishing down at the rocks.
Yeah.
You know, you can. We've proved it many times. We've caught pork cod, flatfish, abs. But we'll not talk about her. What else have we? We've seen big fish.
Yeah.
That big fish that was down in the harbour.
A big one like.
That was, I'd say it was. Or any other fisherman to tell you it was about this big. So what you do, you take that a third of that. But no, what it was a heavy fish. And if I'd have caught it, I don't think the tackle I had that day would have managed it at all. But where have we been so far? Andy's new lake.
Andy's new lake.
Trout fisher, what's that? What do you call that one again now? What's Andy's lake called?
Andy's lake.
Andy's lake, number 6. Oaks, yes, the Oak Fishery. I will give them an honourable shout out. If you do listen to this, if you catch the pike with a lure in its mouth, that's mine. Thank you. A little plug for the Oaks. They do camping pods, they do boat hire, and they're just generally good people there. Sorry, I'm drinking tea as well. Right, what else? Mindset. Now, I know with Don, his mindset can be up his hole 90% of the time. And you have to persuade him. Same as me. If I'm not laying in my bed, being depressed, then Jesus Christ, it must be a fishing day, because that is the only days that you will see us out and about, is with a rod in our hands. He can tell you himself, he's had many pictures of me of me just sitting in the house tying rigs, practicing knots, just getting generally better and back to the point of where I was in England, being a professional carp angler. But I'm taking a different swerve. As you all know from the last podcast, I'm moving back to Manchester in 7 days from whenever this podcast is released. I'm going on the 8th. Fly early morning, so it gives me some time to get fishing, because I've already shipped my stuff over to my mum's house. All my rods, all my tackle, my bivvy, my rod pod. And I've been ordering. See that Temu? I'm going to plug Temu as well. Temu is one of the best sites in the world at the minute. But dctackle.com is going to be better once it's up and running. It's going to be a hard run. Going for 2 months. I'm going to try and get back across here. I need to come and see my kids anyway. And I want to come and see Don. Try and get out fishing while I'm over here. And hopefully do another podcast with him to see how 2 months has gone without seeing this beautiful face of mine. I mean... And another plug while I'm here. I'm going to say this podcast is going to be full of plugs. DB Creations, which is Don's wife. She's printed some amazing stuff for me. My rescue t-shirt, my DC Tackle hoodie, and I chucked ideas at her yesterday about redesigning the logo, and she was straight on it. She's already has it designed?
Yeah, it's designed really printed.
So I think she's printed me off a hat and stuff as well, maybe, I think. And there's going to be mugs done at some point. I just need to send her a list and give him a wallet maybe and say, do me this, do me that, please. But no, back to the topic of conversation after all these plugs. She's on Facebook, by the way. DB Creations. Just again. Debbie, if you're listening to this, remind Don it's 9 minutes 35 in. Discount code DC Tackle. 10% off any orders over 50 quid. Right, anyway, back to mental health. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I started a new job wearing boots. I wasn't getting out as much. If I wasn't working, I had the kids because the ex-partner, she was working. I just wasn't getting out, and my head took a massive spin for the worst. And this is the reason Don's my best friend, because he saved me from a very, very, very deep hole. If it wasn't for him, I don't think these podcasts would be getting done.
No, I don't think so.
The YouTube channel wouldn't be getting done, and we're on like 200 and something subscribers now. A TikTok channel wouldn't be, well, it probably would, because it'd be, there lies a great soul that started drama on TikTok and couldn't handle it. But no, if you can't laugh now at the stupid things that you've done in your past, how can you move on from it? I mean, if I didn't laugh at all the stupid stuff I've done, I'd still be living in a swallow somewhere. I wouldn't have moved to Manchester. I wouldn't have moved to Northern Ireland. And I'm sure Don would agree that you have to laugh sometimes.
Yeah, indeed.
Even if it hurts to laugh.
Yep.
You know, smile on your face, get the mask on for a while. And no, not the balaclavas from Northern Ireland, Don.
No, not them.
No, not them ones, no.
Keep them away.
But no, what was we saying?
Trouble with mental health.
We was, weren't we? And then I got distracted by plugs and stuff. So no, I've noticed this last couple of weeks, you've been more up than you have down. You know, it was been a tough time of year for you.
Yeah.
Especially with the stuff Don's going through, which will probably come out in another pod. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to say?
Talk away. I'm easy with it.
Don's parents passed away, well, his dad passed away there a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago.
I was quite devastated. That's when me and Don had actually started getting. It was a couple of months prior to that, wasn't it? We got really friendly, but that's when we knew the love was real.
Indeed.
And yeah, his dad sadly passed away. The legend he was. Your mum passed away a couple of years before that.
Yeah, 4 years.
4 years. So it's not in Christmas. At the minute, Christmas isn't really the best time for anyone, but especially losing both your parents. But he's here. He's sitting here.
Yeah.
You know, with his annoying little fucking sidekick. You know, he has an amazing family as well. He's got an amazing wife that I don't know how she copes with him, but she does.
Yeah.
Maybe living in that caravan's helping her. So no, you know, I'm here for Don as much as he is for me. I think Don's here for me a lot more than I had been for him over the last couple of weeks. But we often take turns, and then we'll have a bitch fit, and we'll not talk for a week. We are like proper handbag men. If there's no fallout over something small, then that's the point of being friends. Like,
Yeah.
you know, some say we're like a married couple. My kids say that we're like a married couple. And he made my dog wet herself yesterday for the first time in her life. He just has that touch about him. That number plate's wrong on the screen.
Good one.
The one above mine. Man's gonna rob you. So, lakes, let's go. Morebrook Fishery, you've never been, have you?
No.
That's up. It was a trout fishery at first, and then they turned it into a massive carp fishery. Rumour is that they're having the carp taken out of all the lakes and put into one of them, and they're using rainbow trouts again, stocking trouts again in there, which I think is ridiculous because although there's not that many carp anglers in Northern Ireland, if they advertised it more, it would become a massive thing. I can't wait to get back into carp angling when I'm in England. But I started over here. I came over with a couple of grand's worth of fishing gear and realised that it was only trout fishing or salmon fishing, which I hate. I hate it with a passion. You know, I'm a lazy fisherman. I like to sit in my bivvy on my bed chair and just set my bite alarm up and have that as it is. Be happy. Fall asleep and be woken up by your buzzers going. Ah. So I hadn't fished for weekend. I moved over here in Northern Ireland in 2013, and I think it was 2020 that I had actually picked up another rod. So you're talking 7 years of not fishing. And in that 7 years, my head must have exploded because I'd been diagnosed with BPD, which is now known as EUPD, Emotional Unstable Personality Disorder. I mean, the great news is Don's been diagnosed as well, so we're now...
Yeah, we're twins.
we're both crazies together. But I keep saying, but yeah, it is what it is. I can't see it now. I'm going back down the medical route and I don't want to. In and out of the doctors on different medications. Some medications wore off, like my body got immune to them, so I was going back to dipping. But no, then you've got the. I'm changing it because I don't want to stay on the medical side of things, but you've got the inspiration of YouTubers. See, YouTube these days, YouTube is bloody amazing. I have found so many ways to offload all my negative energy. Just sitting watching. If I can't get out fishing, I'm on YouTube and I'm watching fishing. Shout out to Snag Bros and Andy's Fishing Adventures. Hopefully he's listened to this. I want to come fishing with you one day. Who else do I watch? I watch a lot of Americans bass fishing because I'm so jealous and I don't envy them at all. But what about you? What do you do to blow off some steam whenever you feel yourself going and you can't get out?
I can't get out fishing. I mainly go for a cycle.
That's on his bicycle, people.
Yeah.
We'll save the explanation for the next podcast. Keep us hanging on that one.
Yeah. Or just different techniques that I've learned.
Techniques of how to blank. Techniques on how to blank.
Blank the clocks on my head.
The blank.
Yeah.
And the fish.
And the fish.
I don't think you don't understand that saying, do you? Fishing wise?
No.
Blankings mean you caught fuck all.
That's nearly all the time.
But when you do catch though, you do bring, I think out of most every session we've had, if it's on the pier or in a lake, you've ended up pulling out the biggest. No matter what, because you took the biggest cod home.
Yeah.
2 for the biggest cod that we had that day.
Yeah.
See, I use the smaller jigs. I use 1 to what is it, 1 to 7 gram rods. I don't know what that is in ounces for you American listeners, but it's a very light rod, very short rod as well. I use a 6 foot, most of my rods are 6 foot rods. I started using a bait caster, which by God, if you're used to a bail arm, a normal reel, bail arm reel, going over to a bait caster, you will want to quit fishing straight away, because the amount of backlashing you get, you know, trying to learn it yourself. Watching YouTube videos doesn't do it for me. Doesn't cut the mustard. No, you just cast and put your thumb on it. You don't actually realise how hard it is until you do it. And then the one I bought a bait casting reel, and I bought it for the wrong hand. I selected left hand, and it gave me, so I think the way it works is right hand. I thought if it was right hand, you hold the rod with your right hand and you reel with your left hand, and that's what I wanted. But it gave me a left hand one, which means I'm reeling it with my right. What way is it? Oh Jesus, I forgot which way me. I've not used it for that long now. Which way am I? No, the rod's in the left hand, and my windy arm, spool arm is on my right hand, I think. It is. It's in the wrong hand, because I normally reel in with my left hand, and the rod's in my right hand. I'm right-handed, so I don't even know if that's the correct way for me to be doing it, to be honest, but it's the way I've always done it. Same with skateboarding, I'm goofy. Or mongrel, one of them. Goofy mongrel maybe. But no, it's the technique, and then having the rod being upside down with a line guides on top, everything's so confusing. But you see, the moment you catch a pike on it, you're just in another dimension. The feel is totally different. You've not got the wiggle from the reel, so you've got more, in my perspective, you've got more control over your lure. There's more sensitivity, and you can feel a lot more. Now, would I go to one full time? Not a hope in hell. Not a hope in hell. Unless maybe I got one of the big 900-pound ones. But my wallet doesn't stretch that far. Unless YouTube starts paying, and then we can. But I'm still doing a giveaway. So I've got 5 spinning rods and 5 spinning reels, all brand new. Once we hit targets on YouTube, then I'll be giving them away. And TikTok, I'll be doing giveaways on TikTok as well, seeing as that seems to be popping up a bit more, and I can now go live at only 150 followers. I know. I found a shortcut for that. Set up a business account, add a business to it, and away you go. Anything else you want to add to the podcast?
Sweet for me.
Don't do drugs. Who said that? But no, remember guys, my favourite quote: you're always looking forward, never look back. The moment you look back is when you make a mistake.
Yeah, you probably fall.
I was trying to do a good outro then, and then your big mouth comes in and just. So on that note, Mr. Don Bonner has ruined the podcast forever. It's time for me to love yous and leave yous. So it is a massive goodbye from
Me, peace out, motherfuckers.
and it is a massive thank you for listening, and goodbye from me, the host with the most, DC Tackle. Oh, that sounded bad, didn't it?